Yes, so we are into the sixth point with respect to the differences between goods and services, subject to variation. So here, when the production is getting manufactured with respect to the goods, yes, all the products have been prepared with one particular model, and that model is same for all the products. There will not be any differences. But here, with respect to the services, it is not like that. It is subject to variation. That variability is quite common. Maybe future managers, I can go for taking a simple consideration here. Uh, I can go for taking one a small example like investment bank. So maybe your client is approaching you that he would like to invest in India with any of the company into the short-term funds. Maybe in case if person A is there, his thought process will be there with the XYZ company where he would like to invest. Person B will be having one more ABC company, set of companies will be there where he would like to invest. Short term funds only, but their thought process with reference to the investment, it gets differ, correct? Because they are the representatives of their clients. They are answerable to their clients why they have invested in those so and so companies, correct? Maybe they are the employers of employees of that particular organization, and employers, they are going to receive the commission per hour, whatever you are going to charge, 80 pounds, $100, those things which is going to be collected by your company, not by you. But in spite of that also, you're going to personalize your investments because there should be a feather on your cap that yes, I have invested into these short-term funds where my client is getting so and so amount of return. That's the reality. Where services are not having any kind of standards, correct? And prior to this, I was giving one of the example as like the same subject, services management, where I'm teaching now. At the same moment of time, if some other faculty member is going to teach, yes, the style, the content, explanation, examples used to get differ, correct? That is about the sixth point. And seventh point, some goods are perishable in nature, and many of the goods can be stored for the longer period of time, whereas services cannot be stored, always be perishable in nature. Very much true. See, goods can be stored because it is being manufactured with that particular consideration where consumer can consume that particular product into the later stage. Whereas service is getting produced and consumed at the same moment of time, correct? And the service is purely intangible aspect where we are going to acquire that particular space of time. You cannot go for giving the expression as it's like yes, I'm going to have the ownership of something, services. Maybe I can go for taking a simple example as it's like NEFT transfer by the banking service, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m., correct? So in between that time only we need to make use of that NEFT transfers. Otherwise, no, not available. Yes, the service tenure is fixed, and if the service is not being utilized during that particular tenure, for that time period, the service is perished. It is getting spoiled. Reason behind that? The time is available for us, the service is not being utilized. Correct? That's how the seventh point is trying to give the explanation here. And the eighth point is about goods can be examined thoroughly before purchase, whereas services cannot. Yes, sir, very true, very true. Probably, if it's a goods, we can even check the quality, quantity, everything. Whereas into the amount of services, can you able to check with the doctor's service, lawyer's service, maybe as a future managers, people are going to occupy the service as such like analysts. Can we able to gauge the work of a person until unless the execution of the work? Never to be. Until unless the execution of the work, we cannot gauge it. We cannot predict it. Correct? So we need to have the tenure or also the transaction period of 1 or 2 to have the expertise knowledge about the person, one who is offering the services or providing those products associated with services. Correct? But in terms of goods, immediately we can do the cross check of that quality. Thoroughly we can do the checking. Correct? And the ninth point is about goods can be owned, whereas services cannot be. Very much true. Goods are available for having the ownership with the help of that purchase transactions. Very easily we can go for having the ownership, whereas the services, see, now the question is going to get raised, sir, I can own the service of a teacher, lawyer, doctor, maybe I'm paying the fees for that. Yes, sir. Maybe you have taken the appointment from a doctor, and for that half an hour, 45 minutes, 1 hour period of the time, you have paid the fees. That slot is available, but you cannot have the ownership over his services completely. That's the reality associated here. Services cannot be owned. Okay, maybe directly I can able to convey the message as such like tenure can be owned. Tenure in the sense time period can be owned, but the services provider's service, his knowledge, his talent, his skills cannot be owned. Correct? And we are moving towards 10th point. The term of manufacturers is used in the case of goods, in the sense of how many goods he has manufactured. Based upon that, the term manufacturer is going to be used. Whereas in terms of services, it's about how much the service he has delivered, he has offered, so that the number of clients got satisfied. That is very important. So even in terms of manufacturers also, quality is most important. Yes, sir, 100% right. The qualitative aspects are going to be considered, but quantity is going to be majorly counted a lot because quality is standardized in the sense standardly set for all the goods, whatever he is manufacturing, from the first piece of manufacturing product to till the end. All the quality will be same. Whereas into the services, we cannot claim that quality was same. We cannot claim. Correct? And the 11th point we are discussing about marketing mix. Yes, 4 P's are here: product, price, place, promotion, whereas 7 P's are associated with those 4 P's. Even 3 more P's are added as like people, process, and physical evidence. So here, with respect to the amount of marketing mix, product, yes, whatever the element, object, idea, whatever we are offering, everything can be considered as product. Price in the sense, something in return what the producer is getting back. That happens in both the end, both production of goods as well as services offering. In both the end, that product price can get happen. Even place also can get happen. As like a fixed place, geographical space, you can go for fixed income. Maybe as like a online platform. This is Cisco WebEx. It's the online platform what we are using, and that's going to be a fixed platform for us to have the meet and to get into the discussion. Correct? So we can go for having even the place. Promotion. Yes, promotion activities, advertisement, your marketing efforts can be put over there very easily. Okay, but 3 more P's are value added into the services, whereas it is not going to get associated with the product. Here, out of 3 P's, the first P is people. So what exactly this people, why it is so important? Yes, sir. Effective services supposed to be offered. That is very, very important in the services sector. So what it happens with respect to the production? I was discussing the same point. All the amount of quality of products, whatever it is being manufactured, it is same with the quality because the model is being prepared and it is being copied as it is. Whereas into the services, yes, individually the services provider service and client's consumption is going to take place. Correct? It may get differ from one client's viewpoint to another client's viewpoint, and from one services provider to another services provider. That is the reason people is very, very important. Correct? And the second point, the additional is process. That's also again the value addition. Process is also important. Where he began and where he is ending. These two are going to be the most value addition to any of the services. 100% sure. Correct? So in the production also, that goods production also it is going to get happen. Yes, sir, it is going to get happen, but we never look into that. The quality check is being happened with that sample goods. Then when it is getting commercialized, the proper product which is finalized only is getting interacted with the clients. Whereas services, no. There is no final standard for services. Correct? That's the reason process is most important. How it is getting carried from beginning to till end. And even physical evidence is most important. So in product also physical evidence is available already. Yeah, that is why it is important here. So physical evidence is immaterialized in product because that product is visible, tangible, whereas service is intangible. That's the reason priority is more even onto physical evidence. So class I'm taking a class here as a teacher. I'm one of the services provider. How I can prove that I have taken the class? So the attendance register is going to be counted, correct? How I can prove the qualitative work has been done? Yes, this recording is taking place, correct? So how I can go for saying that my work is so effective? I'm going to conduct few of the examinations to my students. They're going to write it up. Their descriptive answers, their examples, what they have carried, must be from their teacher. That's how the physical evidence can be proven. As like the same, all the services providers need to have their own physical evidence with them. Correct? So with this note, we could be able to complete the differences between goods and services. And in the next session, we are going to discuss about those importance of services marketing. Right, so thanks to everyone.